My name is Bertil Mirza Yousefi. I plan to become a second grade teacher, and through the following slides, I will describe my vision statement as it applies to what being culturally aware might look like for someone in that field. When discussing culture and what it means, it is very important to understand the definition of culture and how it is different from how the society defines it. According to Margaret Mead, culture means the whole complex of traditional behavior which has been developed by the human race and is successfully learned by each generation. A culture is less precise. It can mean the forms of traditional behavior, which are characteristics of a given society, or of a group of societies, a certain race, a certain area, or even a certain period of time. In my second grade classroom, I know that I will have a diverse community of little learners. It will be a classroom filled with children growing, changing, and learning about the different cultures. They will learn similarities and differences that they have with one another, and know that we are all special and unique in our own way. In the article, Horn defines hidden curriculum as all of the unrecognized and sometimes unintended knowledge, values, and beliefs that are part of the learning process in schools and classrooms. In a classroom setting, this is seen through teaching children how to interact with each other. It also shows students and teaches them about the different cultures around them. The children's development is very essential, but so is the environment in which they are accustomed to. As we learned in our coursework, learning does not always take place in traditional classrooms. I want to create a learning environment where every student that enters my classroom feels welcomed, feels free to express themselves, feels safe, and most importantly, they can have fun. I want to teach them everything they need to know to be successful. I want to be able to set them up for success. I want my children to feel like our classroom is a place where they belong. I want them to have a lot of open space, not a lot of bright colors, and a place where they can have a lot of fun. Our notes define material culture as refers to the objects and artifacts that make up our teaching and learning experiences. This would be as simple as what kind of decor I use for my classroom, and I will definitely be putting all the children's artwork on the walls to show their creativity. As stated in the lecture notes, the achievement gap refers to the disparity of the achievement between various student groups. This happens both in schools and workforces. It especially affects those students that are from a different race, gender, and socioeconomic status. Some of these factors include limited family support, limited access to health and social services, and lack of resources and materials. As a future second grade teacher, I have a lot of flexibility with what I am to offer all my children. I see it as my job to help offer materials, programs, and activities that strive to close, if not eliminate, the achievement gap. Along with the achievement gap comes the cultural bias. Educators try their best to prevent cultural bias from happening, but they can't control everything the students are being exposed to. The best way would be to build relationships with the students and their families, so that they will get to know each other better. As a future educator, I know that it is my job to help eliminate the bias and perspectives that people might have, like the differences and deprivation approach. I want to talk about more positive methods, like the cultural as a disability approach. In our notes, we talked about how the deprivation approach was the idea that people fail because they don't have the right kind of culture. Educators help children out from different cultures on a daily basis. It is very important that educators are able to eliminate barriers to learning, knowledge and information, seeking practices that may occur because of one's culture. I plan on eliminating these barriers through different practices and activities. I want to make sure that the children in my classroom feel safe and welcome. I want to provide an environment for them that accepts diversity and culture. As Billy mentions in the article, to truly engage students, we must reach out to them in ways that are culturally and linguistically responsible and appropriate. We have to be able to look at the different cultures and see what assumptions and stereotypes are brought in the classroom that might not work as we need to change. As we learned, cultural conflicts happen when different cultures clash together. I don't want my classroom to be formed into different culture groups. Instead, I want to create an environment where everyone can talk about the differences we have, and we can completely forget about the cultural norms. I believe that this will allow every child to shine, and it will teach them all how to understand each other and see their differences. I want to teach my children to be empathetic. I want children to understand that they all come from different places and cultures, and that is okay. Coe mentions it perfectly by stating that perhaps the most important way I can do this is by sharing with the children about who I am, sharing my story, and my family. In the pop culture article, Whedon mentions that popular culture has a major impact and influence on the development and learning experiences of young children. Pop culture is an important topic to talk about and cover in schools. By doing this, you'll be able to minimize bias, which is one perspective approach that you can do. You can also introduce your material for the class in an important manner so that the kids will understand it better. As an educator, you have to try to understand all your children, however they choose to present and express themselves. With core rituals, it is very important for educators to pay close attention to what they talk about and present in their class. As a team, we have to be able to come together and put our brains together. I believe that teachers have the power in their hands to either create a positive or negative impact on their students' lives. According to one of our lectures, culturally responsive teaching helps to build bridges between students' cultures and teaching and learning. I believe that we can't teach children something we don't even know ourselves. I want my students to ask questions that don't have the easy answers. A couple ways I can implement this strategy is by student-centered instruction, learning within the context of culture, and communication of expectations. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed learning how my vision statement applies to what being culturally aware might look like for a second grade teacher.